Hello everyone, how you doing? It's been a while, 2020, am I right? Anyways, I wanted to start off with showing you guys a little flip through of what I did before the world became what it is now. And I've had a lot of things happen in my life, not only just coronavirus, but just crazy things. And April, as you can see here coming up, my mom actually ended up passing away. And I don't know, I feel like before that, everything that I did in my bullet journal was cool. It was new and fresh. You can see that I started writing more paragraph type things, which is new to me, to kind of just document my feelings. And then when my mom passed away, I really didn't do anything else. This is a spread that I made. It was the first spread that I made after she died. I made it like maybe a week after. And so it has the program that I made, and this thing on the right is actually an artwork that I found of hers that she made in her closet. So that's May. I tried to do a cover page. I used that paper on a frame that I made for my dad for the funeral. But I just took notes. Same thing up until July. I really tried to do something. So as you can see, this is my first attempt at returning to bullet journal. But yeah, haven't used it really. So that's the weeklies. And just a brain dump page because I haven't really used anything else. Editing me popping in here. A couple of other things too that I kind of wanted to make note of. For one, we all know what's been going on in the United States. And so I definitely wanted to pop in here and say vehemently, adamantly, as much as I can, that Black Lives Matter. And if you disagree, if you don't like me after I said that, then goodbye, because it is something that is important. And so my first return to bullet journaling, as you saw, I kind of wanted to give an homage to the people that I know, and I ended up actually trying to film that video and posting it, but I don't know, I didn't want to virtue signal, and I didn't want to be this thing. And not that there's anything wrong with YouTubers, bullet journal YouTubers, anyone that's, coming on to their platforms and saying that. I don't really have a platform. I have under 300 subscribers. But I think it's important that we keep that in the front of our minds and that we actively fight for justice. It's not just a trend. It's not something that was cool in June and July. It's something that we need to continue to fight for every day. So I just wanted to say that. Also, I'm in a new apartment that I absolutely love. It's actually been pretty healing for me to come in here and decorate this place and make it look nice, and have a fresh start after just everything that has happened so far this year. So with that, a room tour and apartment tour will be coming soon because I am so excited to share this place with you guys. I absolutely 1000% love it, and hopefully you will too. Anyways, back to the video. So getting started in August, I had a couple of ideas, a couple of inspirations, and so I am so happy about how this turned out. And just yes, just 1 million times yes. This font that you see here, I found on Creative Market. It's called Desize. The name of it is on the screen, and also the link to it will be in the description. But it is so beautiful. I wanted a serif font that was italicized, kind of thick. I altered the G just a little bit because it just wasn't what I wanted, but I love this font so much, and I think it looks really good with the vibe. Now this next part is where I literally pop the F off. I actually cannot take credit for this, but this is a technique that I saw an early It's Me Andy video do, and I thought it was going to be so good for this. Now I'm using alcohol markers, and usually alcohol markers we don't want to use, they bleed through. But I wanted to have this cheetah print pattern be on both sides of this little Dutch door that I'm making. So I did it with an alcohol marker so that it seeped through and I could essentially go through the back. And I never really used alcohol markers before. I have a 12 pack that I actually ended up getting in Jazza's Jazzy Art Kit. Shout out to Jazza because he's literally amazing, really got me into art. So yeah, this is one of the 12 alcohol markers that I used, and I think this is actually the first time that I use it, but it came out so good for this effect, and just yes, thank you, It's Me Andy, because this is genius and beautiful. Being that we're in quarantine, or, have been in quarantine for 4 months now, I wanted to actually do something that was new or fresh or kind of fit where I actually am now and not, force myself to do something for my bullet journal. I wanted my bullet journal to work for me. And so I thought this little slither here right next to the Dutch door would be great to hide my to-do list. I've been working from home for the past 4 months now, and I really just need a place to have all of my tasks in one place. Really, a lot of my tasks are put online, and that's an easier way to track them, but I do like to have them written down somewhere where I can physically put a check mark and just visualize that. And so this little section here really helped with doing that. I think it's so cute that when you open up to this August page, it's just the August title and the date and the calendar. I don't know, I just think that's so quaint, and I am not good at minimalism at all, but I feel like this is one of the most minimalistic bullet journal themes that I've done, and I really, really love how it came out. If you've seen any of my bullet journal videos in the past, you'll know that I have this grid thing that I actually got from Planning with Kay, and it's just a number system that I use to kind of track my mood, productivity, energy for the day, and that's really the thing that I've honestly missed most about my bullet journaling from these past couple months that I've kind of been MIA from doing it. And so I wanted to have a space where I could still use those numbers and still track numerically kind of that progression of emotion and stuff in my life. But one thing I'm doing different now is I'm not leaving space for one-a-days, mainly because I kind of switched to doing a more journalistic style of bullet journal, and so my one-a-days will be more paragraphs than anything else in the following pages. But I love these numbers. I think it's a really good and easy way to put all that information together. One thing though is that somehow, even though I measured and counted and measured and counted and measured and counted, I didn't have enough space to do what I wanted, and so apparently August only has 30 days. It's okay, we just won't track the 31st. It's fine. Moving on to my habit tracker, I wanted to do something minimalistic still, but I've never actually done a full page habit tracker before. And so I went on Pinterest to look at some inspiration and found this beautiful, beautiful picture, which I just knew was gonna go. Putting the screen name up on screen and the picture, and I'll link the original post below. I just thought that this was so cute and quaint. Funny story, I actually got nervous doing this, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go from this line to this line. There's not gonna be any space there. But obviously, of course, because I always do, I messed up. You can't really see when I fix it too much, I don't think, because this video is sped up so much, but yeah, I mess up pretty much always on every page that I ever do. Just goes to show you that nobody's perfect, and if you see somebody on YouTube or Pinterest that seem to have such a perfect page, they probably took really long and or covered their mistakes. I'm also using my new Archer and Olive acrylograph pens, which are really, really great. I got the jewel toned version and I have no complaints so far. I just started using them with this spread, but I've tested them out before and I absolutely love them. They are pretty comparable, I would say, to Posca paint pens, but there's something different about them, I would say, so cannot recommend enough. This next page is also pretty darn simple. It's just my, what some people call a brain dump page, some people call notes page. I just realized that I've been titling my random pages as brain dumps when usually they turn into work notes. So I wanted a big space to be able to write down really whatever it is during a meeting. And I used the same Decize font and just wrote noted. I thought that noted fit better of the purpose of this page than brain dump, so pretty darn simple. I go back and forth some from older bullet journal spreads to kind of get inspiration for this page. As I said earlier, I stopped really doing squares or sections for each day, and I really in this pandemic have just been putting my journaling type feelings in my pages, and so I wanted to get it started with this first little section. And so the first day that I do use this, I don't want to pressure myself for it to have to be on the first, but I'll write down whatever day that is in this little box and I'll just write for as much as I need to write. I like to have some little elements to kind of work around, but I'll add more later, and this spread will change as time changes. So I just wanted to make it look cute kind of as a starter. One thing I will say is that I had to redo that little calendar on the bottom, I think 3 times before I finally got it right. It was just not working with any of my stickers, and for some reason the first time I thought there were 8 days in a week, and then the second time didn't fit on the sticker, and so finally something worked out. It didn't work out as well as I wanted it to, but at the end I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. So yeah, we're not going to do this part anymore. So I just kind of yeeted that thing out of there, and I like how it came out, but again, it's not final. Maybe I'll share the final result on my Instagram at some point when it's done, at least this spread. But yeah, it's kind of just fluid, you know? I kind of wanted to just hippie vibe my journaling experience from now on. This is my final flip through for August. I absolutely adore how this came out, especially since it's kind of glitzy and glam, which is not my normal style, but I love, love, love that Dutch door, and a lot of these spreads are things that are inspirational for me to get back into bullet journaling and things that I just enjoy to track, so hopefully it helps me with trying to get back into bullet journaling and trying to kind of normalize this situation that we're in, because it's not going to change anytime soon. Anyways, guys, have a great day. I hope you have a fantastic night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.